This is KUGAN CASSIUS Rifle Team in association with Buckland Gym at the Olympia here in Liverpool.
It's emotional because this is the first place you interviewed me.
Correct. I've never met you before either.
No.
You was a bit chubbier then.
I don't know if I was. But I bet I look a lot younger than I do now.
Alright, bit of a strange night in certain respects. First of all, I want to talk about Bradley Saunders suffering a bit of a shock defeat, disqualification, coming, lunging in with the head. His hand went early on in the fight, say the team. So, how do you assess that?
I knew that it would be a tough fight. It's a fight, of course, he's got to be winning. But someone tweeted me in the week. I always talk about Twitter in your interviews, and he said, "Oh, Garrido against Saunders." Because we did an interview, and I said, "That's a really good fight." That is. And someone tweeted me saying, "You're a joke." Oh, he's 80-1. So something like 80-1 on, and I think Garrido was 20-1. I said, "Listen, I'm telling you, watch the fight. Garrido brings it all the time. Pressure, pressure, pressure." And with Bradley's hands going, I just felt that he boxed the wrong fight. He boxed off the back foot all night. Should have held his ground, used his size, and pushed Garrido back. But he wasn't able to do it with his hands. Total control of the fight early, and then from like the fourth round, Garrido just started getting on top with pressure, and Bradley just out of frustration lost his rag, and came in with a head. I think he admitted it. Did he?
I haven't spoke to him yet, to be honest.
I think afterwards, it was a strange head, but it wasn't, a bosh. It was in with a movement. So, but he got frustrated and he was starting to get very ragged in the fight, and it looked like, Garrido could be on the verge of stopping him. Out of tiredness more than anything. Do you know what I mean? It wasn't like he was shook by shots. It was just overwhelmed with pressure, and it's a massive setback for him. He's had so many problems with his hands, Bradley, and it's so difficult to perform when your hands keep getting bashed up and busted up. He's got to have a look at what he's going to do, because he can't be going. He's just had a hand operation. That was when he pulled out the Dave Ryan fight. He broke his hand. He had a hand operation. Now he's damaged both hands again. They're your tools, and if you've got damaged tools, you can't go to work. And it's going to be difficult for him. Difficult to take the loss, one, and two, difficult with the injuries. He's always had bad hands throughout his career, but now in the pro game, those little gloves on, it's I feel for him, I do, because they're the fights. That was the perfect fight for him to build him into a decent test. I was expecting that kind of fight tonight, but I was expecting Bradley to probably stop him late or win most rounds like he was doing. But with the injuries, he's unable to do his work, and you can't fight a pressure fighter like that with bad hands, because you can't keep him off.
Moving on, Stephen Smith, impressive. Those body shots were taking its toll.
Cheers, mate. Yeah, I'll speak to you. Cheers, Kristen.
Taking its toll on Boshier, and he couldn't contain him.
Fantastic performance. This fight, coming back here to the Olympia, it's kind of weird. Obviously we're used to these plush arenas, and this fight came up and we had to make it within a certain time, and ideally I would have put it on maybe the Brook card or even November the 7th, but we had to get it away, and we got it away here, and I'm pleased we did, because Stephen Smith's the mandatory challenger for the world title, and he deserves it. He's had a tough probably 18 months with injuries and illness, and that was a brilliant performance against a very tough kid. European champion, should have been world champion. He beat Takehiro in Japan easy for the WBC title, got robbed. And it was a brilliant performance, career best performance, and Stephen can go to sleep tonight knowing that his next fight's for a world title. It's a great feeling, and I'm pleased that we stuck by him, because he's a very, very good fighter. Lovely, lovely bloke, but a great fighter as well. And I'm delighted for him, and I'm looking forward to him fighting for the world title, because I believe he can win it. Jose Pedraza's a great fighter, but Stephen Smith is a very underrated super featherweight.
He's got a fight coming up.
Yeah, he should win that fight. But but there's been some strange things going on recently with fighters vacating titles, moving up. So don't be surprised if Stephen gets a vacant title shot.
Are you confident rather of getting that fight over here?
No, not against Pedraza. No. We're on a 75-25 purse bid. To be honest, if I was Swifty, I'd probably say, let's go to purse bids. You've seen some crazy purse bids going out, and what's he got to lose? If he's going to go to America, might as well go to purse bids and see how much he can get.
Shawn Dodd.
Oh, mate.
Great story.
Brilliant performance as well. You know, people don't see the other side of the business when, you know, obviously you see last week, the O2, 13,000 people, lights, razzmatazz, bomb, bomb, bomb. And then, you know, last Saturday, call from Dave Caldwell, Tom Duran, injured, he's out, last spar, boom, couple of 100 tickets come back. Tuesday night, Scotty Cardle pulls his hamstring Tuesday afternoon, boom, comes back, 250 tickets back. You know, then all of a sudden you've got no chief support, then everyone's moaning, and then you think, I looked at it, I thought, I wish Shawn Masher would fight Buckland, solved me the world of problems, but he's not going to do it. He's only scheduled to fight a 6-rounder. You know, phoned up Steve Wood, who's his manager, and he went, he'll have it. You know, got a nice few quid. Buckland said, okay, I'll take the fight. Right decision. And just, you know, you go from a kid that was supposed to be in a 6-rounder tonight, probably at 6 o'clock, to a kid who's boxed chief support on Sky Sports, and now, you know, will apply for that fight against Scotty Cardle for the British title. I can't see how the board don't sanction it. I mean, it's just beat Gary Buckland, who was sanctioned to fight Scotty Cardle. So he's got, you know, you saw his supporters, they're nutty, and we've only got 500 or 600 tickets left for Smith Fielding, so that'll be on that bill, and he'll bring an absolute bucket load from Birkenhead. And I'm so pleased for him. He's such a nice bloke, and life's all about taking chances. You know, he had nothing to lose in that fight, and after about 6 rounds I thought, do you know what, Buckland's going to get on top here. And then I gave Dodd 8, 9 and 10, and I don't believe he had anything left in the tank, but he just found something from within to put that kind of performance together. And whatever happens in Shawn Dodd's life, he has got that with him for the rest of his life. And for him, that'll be enough, that memory. Do you know what I mean? For his career and fighting for the British title in Liverpool. You know, I mean, it's a fantastic story. Fantastic story. And what a fight. What a fight.
Definitely. Right, listen, my battery is running out. Can you...
Truthfully, or is that...
This is a little red thing. Right. The battery's running out. Can you tell us anything news-wise that we may need to know?
We've got a Crawler Perez press conference on Monday. Yeah. Perez is coming over in Manchester. Radisson, 12 o'clock. You're all invited.
Yeah.
What else have I got to say? There's been a lot of speculation about KUGAN now.
Yeah. What is the...
And I'm not going to say anything.
Till when?
Because I'm working on something at the moment and I don't want to jinx it.
Okay. Fair enough. I'm not going to ask you any more about that.
I'm not going to say any more.
No, I'm not going to ask you any more about that.
Things are getting interesting and I don't want to say anything else.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm not going to ask any more.
Okay.
But anything else?
We've got a new signing being announced on Monday. Debutant.
Okay.
And looks like another signing being announced Wednesday or Thursday. We'll see.
Is that you've already told me before?
Yes.
Okay. Interesting. All right. Well, listen, I'm sure there's more things we can talk to you about on Monday.
There's loads. What else can I tell you?
Before this battery goes.
Trying to get Calla to agree to Martin Murray fight with Arthur Abraham. So if you're watching and you have a Twitter account, @SowlandBros, tell them. James DeGale fight will be announced early, mid next week.
That's what I read. Ron Lewis tweeted it.
What else can I tell you? Selby October the 14th, Cleverly October the 16th, Frankie Gavin against Egginton the 17th, Joshua White sold out in 6 hours, putting the card together. Every Tom, Dick and Harry wants. Listen, people go to me, you've sold the tickets without an undercard, just a headline act. Well, that's generally what you do. But by the way, if you have bought a ticket for December the 12th, congratulations, because you, my friend, have hit the jackpot.
Okay. Interestingly, I spoke to Tony Bellew the other day.
Yeah, he could be on there.
Yeah. Said there might be a big fight in December.
Yeah.
Looking at your dates in
yeah.
December. Okay. All right, well listen, Eddie Hearn, thanks for talking
Thank
to
you, old
Arfield
boy.
TV. We'll see you Monday.
Back to the old Olympia. We should say goodbye because I can confidently say I don't believe, and no disrespect to the arena because I love the arena for boxing, but I don't believe we'll be back here. Because we live in big arenas, this is a wonderful little theatre, and we needed this to get this fight and this card away. And this card has been a pain in the arse, but I think we quite pulled it off. Do you know what I mean? And the beautiful thing is there were people just dying to give us stick tonight. Dying. Sitting there waiting to let rip. And they couldn't. Because it ended up being a good show. And things work out like that sometimes. I was actually sitting down in the front row next to Tony Bellew. I said, do you know what, Tony? After the start of the Swifty fight, I went, this has been a great night. I went, it's funny, isn't it? You know, you put a card together, people fall out, and it, you know, like just a pain in the arse, and tickets coming back left, right, and centre from fighters who are pulled out of the bill, and it ends up being a cracking night. I said, you make a great fight that you think is going to set the world alight, and it ends up being terrible. And he went, yeah. I went, I remember a fight like that. It's called Bellew Cleverly too. And he went, oh, lad, I knew you were going to say that. It's true, though, isn't it? You know.
You just never know. All right,
You
well, listen,
never know.
His battery is just about to run out. I was going to actually ask you, I did hear rumours that you were trying to put together a massive fight between